Hey everybody, welcome to another interesting episode in this series where today we are going to take another topic which is pretty much under discussion for the last many years, especially since the dawn of your OTT platform and social media, which is big data, right? As you see on the screen. So it's important to understand the underlying technology and maybe the reason behind why this big data has come into existence, right? So if you just think about this, why do we need this in the first place? Look at a scenario where in the traditional database system, which is like a relational database management system, which we all are familiar with, right? When it uses the SQL language, right? So here, typically, the way it works is you have, if you want to store, say, your customers' data in one table, right? You have a table which has the customers' data, say the customer's ID, the customer name, then the customer's address, and then the order which the customer has bought, right? The product basically. And then to understand the price of every product that the customer has brought, you store a separate table like this called as the orders table, where you have the order ID, the product name, and then the price of the product, right? So from here, what you do is if you want to know what is the, suppose this order is say a smartphone, then you have the price of a smartphone here, say it's XYZ dollars, right? So you look up to the smartphone you're using a join and then you pull this value here. So you get the price of the product which the customer has ordered. So this is how you basically store your data in relational tables in a relational database management system. That's how we all are familiar with. But then it's important to understand that this processing basically goes row by row, right? It goes one row after the other. When you want to search a particular customer with a particular name and a particular order, it goes through every single column in the row and then it goes to the next row. So this process can get really tedious when it comes to like managing data, which is like petabytes in size. What is petabytes? It's 10 raised to 15, right? 10 raised to of the order of 10 raised to 15. So if such is the intensity of data which you want to manage on a daily basis, that's what the social media and your OTT basically does, right? On a daily basis, it's handling this much amount of data, right? 10 raised to 15, and then your OTT platforms, your Netflix, your Amazon, it's all doing this, right? So how do you think it's going to be managed in such a small uh, and concise framework? That's not possible. So to realize that, we have come up with the paradigm of big data. So what are the characteristics of this big data? Is basically identified by the 5 V's. 5 V's of big data. First one is volume, right? So volume is, as we just saw, it's petabytes of data of this size and this intensity revolving the globe over. That's characterized by a large volume of data, right? Then there's something called as velocity. What is velocity? You comment something on Facebook and then your comment is read by somebody sitting continents on the opposite side of the globe. All of this is happening in like in a split of a second, right? So the speed at which this data is being transferred or this data requires to be transferred is a velocity, right? Third thing is the variety, right? So there are different kinds of data. You have, say, text data, you have multimedia data, which can be images, which can be videos, right? It can be GIFs and anything like that, structured, unstructured text. So different kinds of data comes in a variety. Then you have something called as veracity. What is veracity? This is basically the reliability of the data. Your data has to be reliable, right? At the end of the day. And the fifth one is value. So to derive insights from the data is the fifth and last fundamental V of the big data paradigm. So these are the 5 V's of big data, right? Which basically characterize what big data is. And then to cater towards these 5 V's, we have different frameworks that came in picture, like the Hadoop framework, right? Which is a big data framework that basically enables you something called as Hadoop distributed file system, right? That's characterized by something called as map and reduce. So this map reduce is something which enables you to maintain data using the Hadoop framework, big data using the Hadoop framework. And then when it comes to your databases, your SQL databases alone cannot cater towards big data needs. So that gave rise to something called as NoSQL or NoSQL. This doesn't mean no SQL. It basically means not only SQL, right? So this basically gives rise to a different kind of a database setup called as a document-based database. Then a key value-based database, and a column-based database, columnar database, and then a graph database. The typical examples of these are like document-based is MongoDB. Then columnar databases are HBase and what's the other one? Cassandra. And then graph databases are Neo4j, right? So these are the databases under every category. And then the key value database is basically Redis, right? That's kind of a key value database, Redis. So this is like in short about the necessity for the big data databases and then its evolution and the underlying technologies therein, the 5 V's, and the NoSQL database at a high level, right? So I hope this is useful to you folks. If you have any question, just feel free to type in the comment box, and definitely I'll come up with separate videos on each of these databases, like what is MongoDB, what is HBase and Cassandra, Neo4j, and what is Hadoop and MapReduce. I'll come up with specific videos on this, so they are all lined up. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you soon in another episode where we discuss some other topic, right? So until then, take care. Bye-bye. If you like this video, please press the like button. For more such videos, subscribe to the channel. If you have suggestions for a new topic and would want to see a video made on that topic, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video and see you in another video. Bye bye.